This is your election headquarters. 91 days to the elections. Forgive me for my earlier slip. But the opposition National Democratic Congress will later today present its 2020 manifesto to the people of Ghana as it hopes to stage a comeback after losing power to the NPP in 2016. The official outdooring of the party's programs and policies is expected to cut through a wide scope of issues to inform the choice of electorates in the December polls. Key amongst those policies expected to be announced, the Agenda 1 million jobs, the Big Push, and Operation Sting. Manuel Cranting has more in the following report.
Useful lesson, and I'm coming back to you together with my party, the NDC, with what will be a practicable strategy for laying a solid foundation for the transformation of our country.
16 days after the launch of the NPP's manifesto, the biggest opposition party, National Democratic Congress, will finally outdoor its manifesto today. This is after postponing its earlier August 31 date. The party's national communications officer, Sami Jemfi, has been rejecting claims that the launch of the manifesto was deliberately delayed for the purposes of copying from the ruling party.
We are within the party's 2020 campaign timetable, so it hasn't taken long at all. What needs to be done must be done well. Okay, we don't want to bring a manifesto which will be full of palpable falsehood, a manifesto which will be full of promises which simply don't make sense, like you saw in the NPP's 2020 manifesto.
From extension of the 3-month maternity leave to 4, cancellation of double track in senior high schools, to payment of customers of collapsed financial institutions, JoyNews checks reveal over 20 major promises have been made so far by the flag bearer of the party. On infrastructure, the party is proposing what it calls the Big Push.
It's going to be an injection of $10 billion to dualize our roads, to complete the 200 senior secondary schools, to finish all the hospitals that we were building.
The NDC will also legalize the commercial use of motorbikes as a means of public transport.
But Okada is a reality. It has come to stay. You can't stop it. That's what I have suggested. And I say when we come into office, we'll legalize Okada, but we'll regulate it. We'll regulate it and we'll give them training so that they are able to do their business in a safe manner without causing the lives of people. They must obey all the traffic regulations in order that they be allowed to pursue their profession.
John Mahama and the NDC have promised free primary health care under a one-time premium. They will also scrap corporate income tax for small-scale businesses. The party looks to mount an anti-corruption crusade under the code name Operation Sting.
Manuel Cranting with that report. Now, this is your election headquarters, and we'll be bringing you live coverage of the NDC's manifesto launch from the University of Professional Studies. Deputy Head of our political desk, Winston Amma, joins me for more. Winston, live on television, live on radio, and online as well. What should we expect from your desk?
Well, you should expect a lot, Bernice. We covered the NPP's manifesto launch extensively. You actually saw us even covering the introduction of Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. So today, we're continuing on that trend, and you can trust us with in-depth analysis. We'll be starting off at 4 p.m. exactly, and we'll be telling you some of the things to expect in the NDC's manifesto. Now, JoyNews has counted about over 20 promises so far, from increasing maternity leave from 3 to 4 months, abolishing double track system that comes in there, review of free SHS Operation Sting, the Big Push, $10 billion, for infrastructure development. We'll be looking at all of these things. And then we'll cross over to the venue, bring you, some live updates from the venue, even before the start of the program. But one other thing also is that we've been talking about manifestos. This is a manifesto launch. We want to look at the importance of manifestos. And for the NDC, the 2012 manifesto was what they won the last elections with. They lost election 2016. So what are some of the highlights of the 2012 manifesto? Imani will be joining us. We'll be doing a bit of analysis of that. Also look into the 2016 manifesto and then project into 2020 manifesto. Are we going to see some of the things that the NDC promised in 2016 still in the 2020 manifesto, and what would that mean for the party's chances? Then after that, you can trust us with in-depth post-event analysis. And finally, what to expect when it comes to the Greater Accra region. Why did the NDC choose Greater Accra? And why is Greater Accra important in this year's election?
I'll come back to find out more about the event from you, but let's hear from our audience. We went out to find out from some of you what you'd expect.
I'm here at the Kwame Nkrumah interchange, trying to gauge the mood of the citizens ahead of the official launch of the manifesto. What are the expectations really, and will these expectations be met by the NDC's manifesto? So I'm going to try to speak to a few people. Thank you so much for speaking to me. What really are your expectations of the NDC's manifesto?
NDC has nothing to give us. NDC has nothing. But since their 8 years that has passed by, I've not even seen what NDC have done that Ghanaians are happy about it. So as for me, I don't have any good expectation that NDC is bringing out to Ghanaians. But Ghanaians will be happy about their manifesto.
But they say they're going to.
Aside from that, why Okada? They have to request for something better in life. More than everybody can buy Okada and hire someone to work with Okada. How Okada? He has to bring new things that people will enjoy and like it. More than this Okada, they are making noise in all over the place. People are Okada. What's Okada?
Okay, if they will realize their mistakes and then correct their mistakes, I think it will be better than accusing the current, sitting president. And for that one, I disagree with them. You know, if you want to move forward, you correct your mistakes. So use your past to correct your current mistake. Present life. So if I've been, I've done a lot of mistakes previously for the past. I have to sit down, work it out, and come when I want to come to power. Then I know that I've corrected my mistakes, and coming forward, then I know that these are the things that I have to put in place.
I'm expecting them to just come back to tell us the truth, as in what they did not or they were not able to do before. They are supposed to come and tell us, be able to also convince us that if we trust them or we believe in them, we'll be able to, or they'll be able to get or do whatever we want to do. They promised, especially we the youth, jobs. So we are expecting that when they come, they'll be able to give us the jobs that we need.
Yes.
Well, we're bringing you more on that election brief at 1:30. But Winston, it's interesting that from the people we've heard from so far, they seem to agree with the Otumfuo Osei-Tutu, who advised the former president when he went to introduce his running mate to him. He said, look, tell the people what you did wrong and tell them how you're going to do it. So, well, it may be too late to include that in your manifesto, but the NDC, if you are watching us, the people want to hear that, at least an admission of something you did wrong, so you can choose how to communicate that to them.
Dennis, the interesting thing about this year's election is that this would be the third and final time that Nana Akufo-Addo and John Mahama would meet in an election, because whoever wins cannot come back again, term.
Yeah.
And they both have 4 years to account for. So this is an election that is going to be based on records. And once you've been president before, there are things you might have done right, things you might have done wrong. So when you're campaigning based on the things you've done and based on the things you didn't do and the things you believe you can do. We live to see. Yeah, definitely. So what time should we join you in the team? 4 p.m. 4 p.m. right here on the JoyNews channel. Winston won't be alone. We've got Evans Mensah, MFR Pau, and Daniel Dadzie. So do join the team for now.